right. Hi, guys.
Hey, everybody.
We're trying something new tonight. We're exploring different types of technology. So we thought we would try recording our Monday Motivator. What are we doing?
Today's Tuesday.
We're doing our quarantine. Oh my gosh, it's been one of those days. Actually, if you've been following us from day to day for the last 15 days now, every evening we've been doing some little bit of a video, comedic skit, whatever you want to call it, just doing updates on how quarantine's going for us. So I'm really curious how quarantine's going for you guys and how you guys are spending your time. So tonight we were just going to share our normal stuff. Normally we try to record it, but I've been having technology issues and can't seem to... I'll figure it out. It's part of the process, right? We're learning new things.
Yes.
So anyway, so we were just going to jump on. You'll notice we didn't record last night. We were both just done. Like, we finally got the floor down.
Yes.
So for those who haven't been following us, we've been doing this project in our office. And if my words are off a little tonight, the house is full of stain.
We're high as a kite.
We're high as a kite right now, okay? We had windows open, fans on. Maddie's up here with a blanket shivering to death. But it's just like, whew. So we started the floor over the weekend. It definitely took longer than we thought. And we wound up, took us like 2 days of prep work to get everything in place and painting. And
well, she was just going to do it, just the floor. And I said, well, since everything's out, we might as well go ahead and paint. So which we did. Mm-hmm. We went ahead, painted. Then she decided to go ahead and tear the paper up. I would have been done a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Because I probably would have tore up 8 pieces of paper and laid the floor down. She tore up the
huge pieces of paper.
Like small pieces. I think the biggest piece was maybe about like this. And she was watching the video. She said, "Babe, they're saying it would take like 8 to 10 hours." And I'm thinking, this room's only 10 by 12. It shouldn't take that long. So I said, we should probably be done about 3-4 hours. Wrong.
6.
It was 6 hours.
It wasn't 8 hours though, so that was good.
But I'm thinking, oh
gosh.
my gosh. I'm like,
so
babe,
much.
couldn't you tear them a little bit bigger? She says, well, they said cut them in about 8 to 12 inches long.
So I was doing,
I'm like,
sections.
oh my gosh. And I told her, I said, I would have been done in about an hour. And she said, well, what would you have done? I said, I would have just tore 4 pieces and just 4 big pieces and just slap them down,
So for those of you who didn't know what we're doing, we're actually doing a paper bag floor. So if you've never heard of that, it's basically where you take the material from paper bags or paper bags you've been hoarding, thank God for hoarding, and you basically tear it up, and you have to clean the floor, seal it, and all that good stuff, and then you basically just glue it on there.
Not basically, it takes time.
It takes time. It's not like you just slap it on there. It took us some time, but we got it done at 11:30 last night. And so as good old people who don't normally go to bed that late, we crawl in bed. I had clients to see this morning, so we both, about the same time, attempted to get out of the bed.
She got out of bed. I didn't.
Oh my God, I couldn't move. My bones hurt. Where I broke my back last spring, it was hurting, like I guess from leaning over and like painting on the floor. I was amazed that like every muscle in my legs hurt. I have bruises from my ankles to my knees. I didn't realize I was battering my body that much, but it was done. So then today, as we've slowly started moving around,
I didn't get out of bed until 1. I must overdid it. So yesterday,
yeah.
I could not get out of bed. I was just so whipped.
Yeah.
So by the time I got out of bed, I think you were just about done with.
I was finishing staff meetings. I had seen clients all morning. I got to attend a staff meeting online. I'm really loving learning new technology because I was able to be with some of my counselor friends and just kind of hear how their life is going and how they're modifying their life for everything going on with COVID-19. And so for me, it was nice just to reconnect. And while my top half was in counseling and in meetings, my bottom half was wrapped in a blanket and a heating pad.
It's still in pajamas.
No, I had my black dress pants on just in case I had to get up or something. But I really like being able to see clients from home because then I can just pet my dog while I'm sitting here, whatever. So Anyway, but we survived today. This afternoon, after I was done with all my meetings and stuff, we got the stain down.
That went really quick.
It went really
That went quick and smooth.
And smooth. I did make a couple of mistakes, and so I'm actually going to pray about it tonight and see what I can allow. So, like, there's a couple strips where I did not use the same saturation, like a same amount of stain, and so it's left marks. And so I don't know if I should take my husband's advice, suck it up, Buttercup, and just start sealing the floor tomorrow. Or should I apply stain to the places that didn't have the same saturation? But I understand Oscar's point that you could just make it worse.
Right.
And it's really tough. What do you guys think? Like, what would you do? Because there's no way I'm doing it. Like, there's no way I'm ripping this floor up. It is what it is. And if I did redo the stain, it would be what it would be.
I think it would be add character. Because, like, when we did at our previous house with the basement,
the concrete,
when we etched the concrete, it made it look different. And I think it added character to it. So, I think, and I think if you went back in and you try to correct it, you might make it worse.
Yeah.
And then you would be like, oh, I'm going to go back in a third time.
We'll do it again. Yeah.
And
we're not doing that.
So, and I think.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right.
Just leave it alone and wait until it officially dries by tomorrow and take a look at it and see what it looks like at that time.
So either way, it's something that we did together. It really cost us less than $100 because a lot of the stuff we already had here, and just the stain and the shellac is what you're looking at.
And glue.
So which most people have Elmer's glue around. So it wasn't a whole lot, but more than anything, it's just been something that we can do. It's been that one room in the house. I don't know if you guys have that room. That is the one that, like, I need to do that. I need to take care of that room. I need to get that together. But it's just been one of those, I'll do it later. So
the throw-up room.
Yeah. So right now, it's not a throw-up room, it's a throw-up house because my office is now everywhere. And last night about the clothes? And I didn't know if he was being in jest or not, but he's like, babe, would you mind? Because I have a pet peeve about laundry. Laundry belongs in the laundry room or in the drawers. So he said, babe, would you mind if I put the clothes in the dryer on the chair, just so I could put the clothes in the washer and the dryer so they're not there overnight? Or
that's my pet peeve, is leaving
clothes over,
leaving clothes in the
washer. And
washer.
I kind of take a glance around the room where there's my office chair, my desk, my files, my folders. Half the desk is here. 2 filing cabinets are here, and I'm like, I don't think it's going to muck up the room. I think you're all right. Yeah, tonight I think I can tolerate that. So we're learning to be flexible in the process.
Flexible or the...
Blessed are the flexible.
There you go.
Yeah. So, anyway, so that was why we didn't film last night, because when we were done, we were just done. So then today, it's been a pretty busy day as well. And we did get to go out and spend some time with the cows. And I did notice that for those who knew that Norman was banded a few weeks ago.
Yes.
I was able to inspect the job today when I was out there feeding, and he is now officially Normet. So they're gone. I don't know where they are in the field, but they're gone. So, but he's doing well, and there was no infection or anything like that. So it looked
I kind of, when I would go out there and mess with them, kind of took a look, make sure everything was okay.
Yeah.
And
he lost a little bit of weight. I feel like once they banded him, he wasn't walking as much. So I don't think he was getting to the food as fast. Yeah. But he's healing over it, so I'm happy to see that he's doing better. So, our fun task, oh my gosh, because again, for those maybe who haven't been following our videos, we have our little list of stuff that we try to go over every day. So that was all of our work tasks that we've done the last couple of days. Our fun task, we did get to spend a little bit of time watching TV today, this evening, having dinner together. And really, even when we were working in the floor, I felt like we were working well. I thought it was nice just to get to kind of talk and communicate as we were doing these tasks and projects. So I've really enjoyed doing stuff with you. Like even the painting, like putting it on the floor. I mean, I was having a good old time. And I was just, I was like, is this fun for you? This is fun for me. And he's standing over there slumped over like, not really. My chest hurts. This is too much. So, but I really enjoyed just getting to hang out. And
I didn't never wanted to tell baby missed a spot, because
yeah, that probably would hurt my feelings a little bit. But then we also got to announce, and even though I was so tired last night,
yes,
but we finally got the green light. Would you like to tell those who don't know?
Nope, this would be your honor. I think you've been wanting to do this one for a while.
Oh, since January. People. Russell and Ashley are expecting. We're going to be grandparents.
It's official.
It's official. We've known this since January. Yeah. And oh my gosh, y'all, like, I struggle with secrets anyway. Like, well, I'm a professional secret keeper. That's literally my job. So other people's secrets I can keep. But this was like...
Yeah, this one was hard for her.
This one was me.
Definitely hard.
Oh my gosh. But I understood. I tried to be respectful and didn't try to push them too much. And gave them their time. And I know, Russell was gone for a little bit. And I know that they wanted to be together. And so I'm so happy that we're going to be grandparents.
Yes,
oh my gosh.
yes.
Oh my goodness. So we are expecting a little extra family member.
It's going to be a girl. I think it's going to be a girl.
Girl. So him and Ashley are team girl. I don't know where Russell stands. I think
Russell thinks it's going to be a boy.
I think it's a boy.
Russell thinks it's going to be a boy.
And so I think it'll be fun to see. And they are going to announce, but they're not going to give us a name until after the baby's born. Which is, if you're from the South, any of my South people understand this is a problem because we monogram everything. And so she said, Mom, monograms will have to wait until babies. Then that's okay. I'm fine with that. So anyway, but we're just super excited. And don't let his calm demeanor fool you.
Oh, I'm always calm.
Even before we went to Mayo Clinic in January, we had to run and pick up some stuff for him at TJ Maxx. We were looking for long sleeve
We were looking
shirts.
for a shirt, yeah.
So I said, well, I'm going to go to the girls' department and you run and grab a shirt. Well, he comes back with a baby blanket.
It just fell in my cart. I just walked by and things just jumped at me.
They have those in the men's department? What were you doing? So he actually, and I appreciate his statement. He's like, it's a train blanket. Duh. The baby needs a train blanket. Grandpa drives a train. I'm like, oh, Grandpa. Isn't that great?
Yeah, Grandpa.
Oh, I love it. So, again, those who know us, and especially know our story, this is such a blessing. And I never knew that day would come for me. Like, I'm serious. Like, I prayed, Lord, let me see my son graduate high school. Then it was like, Lord, let me see all of my kids graduate high school. Lord, let me see my kids get married. And then it was like, I felt like I was being stingy to say, Lord, can I see grandkids be born? But God is so good. And he just loves on us better than we deserve.
That's right.
So I am so excited to be able to be old enough to have gray hair.
And she has many. And
I have many. They have been quadrupling over the last couple of years. Yes. And to just see the family grow. So anyway, that's my huge news. So any other news you got?
No.
It's kind of hard to top that one, right?
Yeah, that one's a tough one.
Yeah. So we always do a tip as well. So our tip for today is don't worry.
Be happy.
Right? Sing it all in your head now, right? But we're kind of talking about how we face life, like how you face stress, how you face circumstances that are outside of your control. I think everybody can agree that at least some point of our life is a little out of control right now. Like, we don't know, people's jobs are kind of out of control. The government is out of control. The world's out of control. Or it's out of our control. It's never out of God's control, but it's out of our control. And so we're really having to learn to roll with the punches. And sometimes when you're taking one or two punches at a time, it's easier to navigate a punch or two, don't you think? But when you feel like you're getting punched from every direction, it can get a little hairy, difficult, painful. But, the statement, don't worry, be happy, we all know is a song, but we also know sounds great when you say it. It's not always as easy to do. You think?
Yes, sometimes you could always get overwhelmed with your situation, you know, your circumstances, the job, family life. You know, you could just get totally overwhelmed with everyday life.
Yeah.
But one thing, always remember, God is always there. He's always there wherever you go. Just remember, all you got to do is just talk to him and, you know, tell him what you need. And he already knows what you need, but he's just waiting for you to ask. And he's always there.
Yeah. And what I love is that he also gives us a plan, like a written plan of how to, don't worry, be happy. So the scripture for today is 2 Corinthians 10:5. If you're not familiar with that one, it's casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. And it's a really long way of saying that we need to be in control of our thinking. So it's not always the circumstances around us that is weighing us down. It's the way that we're thinking about it.
Right.
And that's why sometimes you can see 4 different people go through the exact same thing and have 4 different outcomes. It's not what happens to you. It's what you do right here that really determines the outcome. And so if you think about it, in a lot of ways currently, right now, we're all having to learn to be flexible. We may be under financial pressure. We may be under just a different schedule. If nothing else, just going to Walmart sometimes can feel threatening. Not being able to get our needs met, fears, concerns, all of those things could be out there. And we're all going through some of that. But if you look at people in general, you'll see some that are doing it very well and they seem to not be bothered by everything that's going on. And you may see some people who, even if their life isn't vastly different from how they live it every day, they're under so much stress and they're freaking out because all they can think about is like that trip to Walmart and how crazy it is. And what if I can't get toilet paper? And what am I going to do? And so they're going through the exact same situation, but their mindset is so full of fear and what I can't do, what I can't have, where I can't go, that they're not allowing themselves to really think about what they can do, what they can have, what they can rest in. And so I feel like that scripture is such a good reminder to us to not only take captive the thoughts, but also know that if it does, but then knowing what to do with it. So he didn't just say, take captive every thought, assess it, and whatever. He said, take captive the thought, and then ask yourself, is it saying that it's bigger than God? Is it saying that's impossible? We talked a couple of days ago about Philippians 4:8.
Right.
That says whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. So you can use that as a measure, like, okay, if I'm going through this, if this is what I'm thinking and it's not pleasureful and it's not good and it's not full of mercy and it's not happy inducing and there's nothing I can do about it, we've got to take that thought captive and say, I've done what I can, like the toilet paper. I've got the toilet paper I can. I'll go to the store when I have to. And I'm not going to think about it. I'm not going to sit and strategize 10 different ways to break into a store next week because maybe in the future I may not have any. What a waste of energy and what a waste of time that you could have been strategizing, you know, how to get him to take his clothes off. You know, there are more fun things to think about. I'm just saying. So what are you spending your time thinking about? Are you spending your time worrying about everything that could happen? Because guess what? We can make all the plans in the world, and I promise you, life will surprise you. Even if you are the most controlled, planning, strategic person, surprises happen every day. I don't think most of us planned for 2020 to result in a global pandemic. If you did, we need to talk about some prophecy stuff maybe you got going on. We didn't know, but God knew. He had a plan. He's working out his plan. God says to do what you can, and he'll do the rest. And so we have to take responsibility of our thinking enough to find peace. I think that's really important. So what kind of things are you thinking about on a daily basis? I'd love to hear your guys' feedback. What is it that you let yourself think about? It makes me think of my mother. She used to use the statement, which I learned in Missouri, you guys don't use a lot of the same colloquialisms that my mother used, which were from the South. So, he'd never heard the term, don't throw the baby out with bathwater. He's like, what? What baby? And I'm like, oh, geez. So, but it made me think of the saying, you can't help it if a bird lands on your head, but you can help it if you let it make a nest. And so sometimes we can't help that crazy thought that hits our head. That just, oh my God, we're going to starve to death. Well, is that a fact or opinion? That's not a fact. So we have to we have to deal with that and be like, get off. So again, we can't help it. Sometimes the crazy thoughts that go through our head, the stuff that we're hearing on the news, we may be hearing other people who are super nervous or anxious, but we get to choose what gets to stick around and build a nest in our head and what needs to just be discarded. So what do you think? Feedback?
Well, I like that one. Well, I've never heard that term before, but you're true. Well, I'm sorry.
No, I'm stealing. Apparently, California has different colloquialisms than Alabama.
We have things different, but it's true. We are in control of what we let stay, and we mill about. What we let ourselves think about and mill on. But it's up to us to decide on if we're going to dwell on what we're going to be thinking about or disregard it. So again, like you said, if it's going to be positive things that we're thinking about, that's great. And if it's going to make us think about negative things or things that are, not in line with God, then yes, we should disregard them and just, eject them or boot them out or delete them.
Delete them. Yeah.
Delete them. So, but yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, so hopefully that's at least something for you to work on. And to me, it's a daily thing. And even sometimes, when we get sick or tired or overwhelmed, sometimes we forget those skills that we know to use. And so this is one of those skills that I feel like we should all be working on every day.
But I think if you're always prayed up every day and you're spending your time with God every day, then you shouldn't have these issues about, as much.
I think sometimes we always struggle a
little bit.
I mean,
you will struggle, but if you're spending your praying time and everything, you shouldn't have issues like this as much.
Yeah.
But if you lapse in it, then you're going to have issues more.
And creep back up on
right,
you. Yeah. Right. There's a book that we read years ago called Renewing the Mind. If you're looking for something to read, that's one I recommend. It really, we read that years ago, and it really is an entire book teaching that exact thing. Controlling your thinking, renewing it, washing it in the Word every day. Like you said, if you're putting yourself in front of the Lord every day and praying and asking the Lord to direct you, then it's not going to be as easy for the devil to plant really unhealthy things because you're going to have that watch at your mind. So anyway, so hopefully that's a good tip for you guys for today and maybe every day. Plans for tomorrow. What are you going to do tomorrow?
Well, work on the room.
Work on the room.
Let's get it done.
Shellac the flow. That shouldn't, I'm hoping that shellacking the floor took the same time that staining the floor took.
Well, the staining floor took less than an hour?
Less than 30 minutes, I think, once we started. We started.
Well, I think, but even it's going to, if it took a half an hour, but then you're going to have to let it dry, then you're going to have to stain.
I think you have to, and let it dry like 2 to 4 hours before you do another one. So the next process will have a few steps to it, so we may even be more loopy tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know. We've got windows open and fans on, but it's still, we went outside to play with the cows. We came back inside and we're like, whoa, it's something.
So maybe we'll do that, then spend the rest of the time outside. Maybe I'll grill tomorrow.
That'd be nice. Yeah, I had rest, Epsom salt. I foresee Epsom salt in both of our futures if we're as sore tomorrow as we were today. And then just shellacking the floor and
I think for me it was just too much work. doing it too much. I overdid it.
I think you were up too long too.
Yeah.
Because he's still recovering. I did have a couple people today ask about his health, and he's doing a lot better than he was at the beginning. He's still, like, I feel like he's being able to do more activities, but then he pays for that.
I think right now it's just kind of trying to figure out a balance, trying to see how far I can go, and then find a good area, then kind of stay within there. Then once, I get okay, then
try a little bit more.
Try a little bit more, yeah.
Balance, I'm going to tell you, if you've never had health complications, and you're not still people like us, balance is hard because, and we talked about this a few days ago, that for me years ago, I would just go until I collapsed in the hospital, and then I would rest for 2 weeks and then just go again. And as we get older, we try to be wiser and not be so hard on the body so that maybe those periods of time can be longer and longer. But I learned that if I could just avoid the collapse altogether by being wise about my behavior. So he's just having to learn to walk that out as a person who's always pretty much been able to do whatever he wanted. Right. And even if he overdid it one day, he could just make up for it another day. This is a whole new process for him.
And for me, I used to go with almost no sleep. I'm usually up by 6 o'clock every morning. Even if I get in at 3 in the morning, I'll be up by 6. I'll get up at 6, let the dogs out, and usually, read the Bible, spend my prayer time. And by 7:30, I'm out doing something, mowing, spending time in the yard, or getting ready for work, or whatever the case may be, or doing something in the house. And I'm constantly doing something now. I can't do a whole lot. So I'm having to spend a little time, then I'll rest and, do a little bit.
Just learning to pace yourself.
Yes, have to pace myself. Yeah. And I think yesterday
was hard on both of us.
I think, yeah.
It was tough.
I kind of overdid it a little bit. I think we both overdid it a little bit.
Yeah.
So today, when she got up, I stayed in bed.
Poor thing.
I think I got up.
He was tired.
I got up and probably ate breakfast, went back to the room, and I fell asleep again. And when I woke up, it was like 1:30, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe it was 1:30."
Yeah, but it's amazing when your body needs the rest. Yeah. It'll take it. I mean, I've learned that over the years that people are like, "Oh, you should go lay down and rest." I'm like, "No, trust me. If my body wants to sleep, I'll fall asleep."
Yeah.
So if I'm up and moving, give me the space. Let me do it. So. But we do appreciate the prayers. They are being felt. We know that God has been orchestrating every one of our steps, including this process. I mean, we were even talking the fact yesterday about if he was at work right now and wasn't going through this would be really complicated for us to navigate, because I'm supposed to be on total isolation because, my doctor just says the last thing I need is the coronavirus. Right. And if he has not been sick right now, he would be in and out every day. He would be in a new town every day and then back home. It would be really difficult for us to navigate that. And
That'd
so
God
be
downstairs.
Knew. Yeah, he'd probably be on quarantine in the basement, and we wouldn't be able to see each other for God knows how long.
Through a window.
Through a window. Hi. So, but even in that, if you learn to just trust and obey and just say, God, I don't always understand what you're doing. I like to sometimes protest what you're doing because I don't like it. But if we truly trust and know that he's orchestrating our steps, we can rest in that and we can have peace. And I hope that is a choice that you guys choose to walk in this week. It's just a sense of peace and knowing that God's got this. He is not surprised by coronavirus. He is not surprised by governmental whatever. And he's also not surprised by the common flu. He loves us, and he always is orchestrating a path and a plan. And all we have to do is obey and trust and be in peace. So hopefully in the next few days, whether you're stuck at home or you're still out in the community, you can find a way to choose to be happy, choose to watch something funny, laugh at yourself if there's nothing else to laugh at. I feel like there's always plenty to laugh at, and looking at myself. So, there's always a way to choose to be happy.
And if you are at home with your family, just take this time to unplug.
Yeah.
get away from the phone, TV, and just spend quality time without having to be around the internet and whatever. One time, it always seems like I was telling Gail a while back, it always seems ever since with the internet and everything, we're always at a fast pace. We're always face deep in our phones on the computer or something. And I heard this a couple of days ago. This is a time where we should be unplugging ourselves and spending quality time with our family.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe this is the time to do it. So if you get a chance, just unplug for a little while or the day and just spend quality time with the family. Play board games, don't watch TV, and just enjoy each other.
Poker.
Go
That's
out,
always an option.
Yeah, strip poker. Go outside, day's nice, play croquet, play,
lawn darts, carefully.
yeah, lawn darts, or what's a...
Badminton?
No, we're at the horseshoes.
Horseshoes.
Huh, well, got it right.
It's a funny name,
Yeah,
right?
funny name. Go outside, spend the day with the family.
Chase a chicken.
Just unplug from each
Whatever.
other. Unplug from the cell phones and computers and so forth.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you what, these younger kids that maybe this is the first time they've ever done
Yes.
that.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
oh my goodness, these
Yes.
kids are so technology driven. We heard like somebody talk on the internet that there's going to be like these 10 days of blackout or something and there's not going to be internet. And I'm like, oh my goodness, could you imagine what that would do to like the 10 to 20-year-olds right now?
I was telling Marla, I think that's her
Yeah.
name. Marla, is that her name?
The counselor?
Yeah, my counselor. I said, I used to look forward to when we would go camping for a week.
Yes.
And we would go out where there's no internet, no cell phones, no home phones, no nothing. And I would love it.
That was nice.
You would go crazy because the first couple of days because you had no internet, no Facebook, no nothing.
Yeah.
And I loved it because there was no distractions.
I don't even think there was such thing as Facebook back then. I think it was more like just calling my mom, texting.
Well, maybe it was.
I don't think it was Facebook.
And I remember I just loved it because I didn't have to worry about the phone ringing
Yes, that was
or
nice.
anything like that. And that was the first year when we went to the drive-in. Matter of fact, that was the first time we went to the drive-in as a family.
Yeah.
Her phone rang, and she had like 35 voicemails from her mother saying that she was going to call the cops because
She forgot we were going on vacation.
right, and she was worried and whatnot, and which we thought was funny, but it was just nice not having
Yeah.
the
And
phone
if
or
you're
anything.
a railroad family, that's so massive because Dad always has his phone on him.
Yes.
The railroad could call any time. There almost becomes this like the phone rings and you get this feeling in your gut
You
like
just cringe.
because Dad's fixing to leave. So for us to not even have to worry about the phone ringing to take him away, I think was great for the kids, and it was super relaxing. So I hope that the younger generation does get to at least enjoy that by choice, choosing to disconnect, and but just know that your resources are in your relationships.
Yes.
And if you can't build healthy relationships within your family, how do you ever expect your children to have healthy relationships as adults?
Yes.
So anyway, I said, I've enjoyed his company, although I've kind of always enjoyed your company.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
But
About
this has been
95%
fun.
of the time. There's probably been smidges where,
I mean, we are human, right?
yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm the annoying one. Almost positive of it. So
Yeah, I agree with you.
he's not going to argue that point.
No, I agree.
But we appreciate you guys. We do appreciate the prayers. We appreciate that we have friends all over the country and planet that we try to connect with, and that is sometimes just poked your head in once or twice throughout this quarantine process, and a couple of you guys that I know that check in every day. And so this has been our coping mechanism. It's given us something to do. It's also given us a way to kind of track the process. So like today was day 15 for us. Yesterday was 14. So on my board I have 14 and 15 because we try to do one every night. But it's allowed us to just process and track kind of what we've done during this time, because my assumption is this will be like us talking about the memories of the ice storm of 2005 or 6 or whatever it was, or I really feel like this is going to, a lot of people are talking about the corona babies that are going to be born in 9 months. And then when those children turn out to be teens, they're going to be, oh, somebody told me the joke. I can't remember it now. It was like chrome teens or something. I don't know. I just botched that all together, but I heard a joke about that today. Anyway, but I know this will be a season that we probably all will be able to look back at and be like, wow, we like really endured something there. And so for us, and like I'm filling up my board every day and then taking pictures. And so who knows, maybe one day we'll put together a little book for our grandchildren that we're having coming up.
And probably say what a bunch of goobers we were or something
they'll probably
like
think
that.
we're nuts, but that's okay. At least as long as we're happy together, right?
Yes.
We're choosing to be happy. So we love you guys. Hope that you are having just as much fun finding projects to do at the home and just enjoying each other's company, or binge watching Cobra Kai, or whatever it is that you're doing at home. But whatever you're doing, choosing to be happy in the process. So we love you, and we will. I kind of like the Facebook Live idea because you're able to see people instead of just recording to ourselves. I can't even read them. I can't read the faces,
No.
So I'll have to go back and read all the
I gotta
people
look
who
like this to see who
in.
they are.
So we may try that. We've been trying a couple different things, filming in different ways. So anyway, we will try to Children of the
Corn.
Corn. Oh yes, Children of the Quarantine. Children of the Corn. I love it. Thank you, Elizabeth. Oh my gosh, yes. I heard a really funny joke this morning and I can't remember it. I'm the world's worst at retelling jokes. So anyway, so this is a different way we're trying some technology. So I think we're trying a couple of different things throughout the process. What do you think?
I gotta do this to
I had to squint,
look at it. So
yeah. I think I need to change my contacts, but anyway. Well, we love you guys.
Right.
Hope you have a great night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Love
Bye.
you guys. Be blessed.